What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. So happy you guys are here to take and tune in on this episode with me here. Guys, we have our first ever special guest on the show. Now, this special guest, he's very near and dear to my heart. I got my brother, Isaac Davidson, on the line with us right now. What's going on, Isaac?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good. Hey, happy to have you on. Now, for those who don't know, Isaac's my brother. And when I mean brother, I mean my actual brother. Y'all, we go way back. The family ended up adopting me back in my teenage years, and it means a lot to me, man. But Isaac, not only is he a great football mind, he brings a lot to the table. He has years of experience himself. Back in high school, he was all-state for the state of Colorado. He played wide receiver. I think you were 81, I believe it was. So you're the TO of Colorado over at Mitchell High School. We also played college football. We played Division II college football together over at New Mexico Highlands University. It's over in the RMAC division. After a year of being over there, he ended up playing for CSU Pueblo. That is a Division II powerhouse that actually breeds, I want to say, an NFL player just about every draft. And, it's D2. I mean, they're probably one of the best teams, top 5 best teams in that division. So very, very good. He was in college, guys. He took and played with people such as Paul Browning, who had a brief stint with the Carolina Panthers. Mike Pennell Jr., who actually just got a Super Bowl championship for the Kansas City Chiefs. Really, really good. And then, of course, he also played with Ryan Jensen, who's down there over at Tampa Bay, and who's going to be blocking for Mr. Tom Brady. That being said, everybody, welcome Isaac Davidson. And Isaac, tell the good folks here on Touchdown with Doug Smith a little bit about yourself.
Hello, yeah. I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I'm just a guy who loves football. I'm just really happy to be here. Living here in Pueblo, Colorado, working for a telecommunications company, and just ready to get it going.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Hey, real happy to have you on here. Now, recently I did a video. You and I talked off script recently, okay? And I had done a video called, it was going to be losers from the 2020 NFL draft. Sorry, your team didn't make the list. My bad. But, yeah, I had done that video, and the Washington Redskins are a team that I felt would lose the NFL draft. Now, I'm very happy they got Chase Young. I don't think they should have passed that up. That was a great move for them. Generational talent like that, the next J.J. Watt, if not better, you can't pass up on a guy like that. They're building something special at defense. But I chose that team for a couple different reasons. Some of my comments, I was basically saying how, other than getting the one O-lineman, I wasn't really impressed on how they developed their O-line, especially since they have quarterback issues. They want to develop a quarterback. So a bug that comes back to bite them in the butt. But you had a few problems where I said, talk to the people. You follow Redskins more than I do. I also follow them pretty frequently as well. So, hey, man, let's talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. Like you said, you put my team on the list, and I got a bone to pick with you.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
I agree with some of your points, but as I told you before, I feel like when it comes to the Redskins, there's just not a lot of context that gets put around. It's a lot of low-hanging fruit, and I get it. We are a bottom 5 team for the better part of the last 2 decades. We got an owner that has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I think the media just kind of takes and runs with it, which, is neither here nor there, but I'm going to be the knight in shining armor, and I'm going to set some things straight. Like you mentioned, we do have a young quarterback in Dwayne Haskins, who you always want to build around your young quarterback. You always want to give him as many chances to succeed as possible. And you mentioned that you did not agree with the way we're making the O-line. And I think you said, and I quote, "I just don't see what they're doing to keep him upright." So I was like, I understand that. Let me get some facts here. So what we did is in round 4, we did take left tackle Sadiq Charles from LSU.
Okay.
Now, if a lot of people will remember, Sadiq Charles is a first-round talent. Make no mistake. But he had a very tepid history there at LSU. He had a lot of issues. Some would say, I wouldn't say mental issues, but maybe some personal type growth issues.
Mm-hmm. Off the field stuff.
Well, yeah, a little immature. Maybe some factors there. LSU never really divulged exactly what it was that he was doing, but there were, rumors. Maybe there's some drug issues. There were some things that he shouldn't have been doing, as per Ed Orgeron, their coach. And but if we're talking solely the tape, just the tape, the kid is a first-round talent. And with us having just traded away Trent Williams, if you were watching that draft, we actually traded away Trent Williams to the San Francisco 49ers for this year's 5th and next year's 3rd rounder. And then within minutes, the very next pick we took was Sadiq Charles, which is going to be his heir apparent. And like I said, when you look at the tape, the kid he's a freak of nature. He's like a mini Trent Williams. I mean, you're not Trent.
He did block for Joe Burrow, and he did win a thing called the championship. As a matter of fact, his O-line they won the award for the best O-line as a collective in college football last year. Now, he was the blindside protector of the number 1 overall pick when fantastic Mr. Joe Burrow was going to go on to do wonderful things for the Bengals. And not only that, but he's just an athletic freak. He's not only in football, but an interesting fact, the kid was a first-team all-conference soccer goalkeeper in high school. He said quick feet then.
Quick feet, big man. We're talking 6'4", a solid 320. He's young. I think he's about 20 years old. So he still has room to grow, both physically and mentally. And our team, our personnel team, they did extensive homework on him throughout the draft process. They met with him, they said, over 20 times over the phone, in person, before the pandemic hit. And they felt very comfortable, that he had let them know, like, hey, I did make these mistakes, but I am ready to, be a man and put it behind me, and I want to be the best player I can be for you. And they took and they said, you know what, we'll take that. So we went ahead and got him in the 4th. He should not have been there. He should have definitely got scooped up way earlier. So that was a tremendous value. And then after that, we got somebody who is a little less known, but if you are the people in the scouting world, they know him, right? And this is a Mr. Keith Ishmael from San Diego State.
I saw that.
Yeah. Didn't really get a lot of fanfare. San Diego State might not be, the powerhouse on the football side. Of course,
not a big college football name, but they still bring some hitters over there.
Yeah, they gave you Kawhi Leonard, so they're doing something. But this guy, he's a beast. 6'3", 309, but wildly athletic. 3-time first-team All-Mountain West performer with the Aztecs. Got second-team honors as a redshirt freshman when he started 8 games. And one of the things that's really good about him is he is a very versatile lineman. He's a center by trade, but he can play both guard positions in a pinch and tackle if he needs to. And one thing about the new Washington Redskins regime is they are putting a premium value on positionless football. They want players that can give you, playing time in any position in the pitch.
Kind of sounds like the next man up kind of thing. Someone goes down. Hey, can you step in and play?
Exactly. Especially for us, we've led the league in injuries for the past 3 seasons. It's been World War I and II and Vietnam for us. It's been crazy.
Injuries are like the flu, man. When they go around, they go around.
If it's not one, it's 1,000. So yeah, it's been rough, but between Sadiq and Keith, and then on top of that, we did pick up last year Wes Martin in the 4th round, a guard from Indiana, and he was able to play he started about 3 games last year towards the end due to those same injuries we just talked about, and he looked very, very good. So that's somebody else that is, waiting in the rings, and is ready to play.
Gotcha.
So,
Quick question. As far as the rookies last year, so thank you for giving me that breakdown on the new folks coming in this year, the new generation. Obviously, we got Ron Rivera coming in, and we know how he knows how to build a team, which is very good. He is an amazing football line. Likes his defense, but, man, he did some good things for the offense down in Carolina. Now, as far as the rookies last year that they picked up, who are you looking forward to do better this year? Or maybe they had a warm-up last year to get some water behind their ears. What names stand out to you?
Last year was a monumental draft for the Redskins. Of course, of everybody, I'm really excited for Dwayne Haskins because he is. A lot of people aren't going to agree with this, and that's fine. But you're going to see it, and he is going to take a massive year 2 leap. Because a lot of people will look at what he did last year without the benefit of context, and they'll say, "Oh, you got it. You went in there. You threw 3 picks in your debut. You threw 7 picks all year. You're not that good. This, that, and the other." But when you have context, you understand that when you know the game of football, when you're a quarterback, that's the hardest position in all of professional sports by a wide margin.
Absolutely.
I think you can agree with that.
Yeah.
The way football works, especially for the quarterback position, especially for a rookie, no less, you need those reps in practice. You need to be able to get in there and practice against the defense you're going to be playing for a full week before going out there. Because these are professional alpha male football players on the defensive end, and they've been all week looking at ways to make you run home to your mom. Right?
Yeah.
So when you have a rookie quarterback that has not had any practice reps, he's only been on scout teams because you may or may not be a coach. I'm looking at you, Jay Gruden, that is fighting for his job.
That guy.
And does not want to, lose that on the wings of a rookie quarterback. So you keep trotting out the likes of Colt McCoy and Case Keenum instead of banking on the fact that, maybe I might have something in this rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
So long story short, he ended up not playing until a few weeks in, and he got thrown essentially to the wolves.
The worst time of the season, too.
Exactly. He was not prepared. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have those reps. It pretty much said, "All right, you're in." And I think a lot of people expect magic to happen, but the reality is that's just not going to happen when you have 0 reps. You're going against college. You're going against guys that are making quite a bit of money and have families to provide for. So they're going to do everything they can to make you not succeed against them, right?
Yeah.
But even having said that, even having been thrown to the wolves, when you start looking at the tape, you will see that when he finally started games, started getting those reps, in spite of all the turmoil that went on around the Redskins last year, in spite of all the, the coaching changes, Jay Gruden got fired this season.
Yeah.
Bill Callahan that came in was the interim coach, started giving him reps, started letting his offensive coordinator, Kevin O'Connell, started letting him tailor games or game plans for him, game by game. And then on top of that, keep in mind, 3 rookie receivers that were starting. And Terry McLaurin, also, I'll get to him. I'm very excited about him.
Yeah, he's a speedster.
Exactly. His receiver from Ohio State for the last 3 years. So they had him. They had Steven Sims, undrafted slot from Kansas, who is going to break out. He broke out in a major way the last 5 games of the year.
Yeah.
He's like a mini Antonio Bryant. If you don't know him, trust me, you're going to know him next year. And then
saw a few highlights from him last year. He looked pretty good.
Very, very good feet. Creates crazy separation. He's the prototypical guy you want in a slot. And you have Kevin Harmon from North Carolina State. Beast guy. Somehow dropped to the 6th. We got him. He produced 30 catches last year for almost 400 yards. And these are 3 rookie receivers that a rookie quarterback is playing with. That doesn't happen. And then You have an O-line that's ravaged by injury. You have the turmoil that is the Washington Redskins organization. You know, you got Bruce Allen just worm-tonguing it for everybody, and Dan Snyder not having a clue. You know, it's just very, it's not a conducive environment for
Question. Now, thank you for laying that out. You really laid out some beautiful examples and made some really great points. Now, you and I have also talked off record about the cancer that is Dan Snyder. Explain to the people. Now, like, everybody knows about trickle down and how basically when there's issues, it starts at the top. Okay?
Right.
And you know, Redskins haven't necessarily had the best culture. Now, we have Dan Snyder on one end, right? And he hasn't made the best decisions. He's all over the place, you know, and not for better, but only for worse, it seems like. Now, we have Ron Rivera. You know, he's a tenured coach. I want to say he was around over a decade or close to a decade with the Carolina Panthers. What's going to happen? We know Ron Rivera could build a culture. We know he could build a team. What do you think that mesh is going to look like with you know the person who owns the team, Ron Rivera? What do you think that's going to look like?
You know, like you said, Dan Snyder has. Where do I start? He purchased the team in '98. He has been famous for trying to run the team the way one would run a fantasy football team. Let me throw money and big names at it. Let me give a 35-year-old Deion Sanders a 5-year, $35 million contract, whatever. Let me pay Albert Hainsworth $100 million. Watch him mail it in.
Yeah.
Let me get Adam Archuleta $10 million a year for 4 years. Watch him flame out. You know, what have you.
Yeah.
But one thing about Dan Snyder is I think after 20-plus years of humiliation, the guy is tired. Because at the end of the day, one thing I will say, as perceptively evil as he may be, the guy is a fan of the team. He is a diehard Redskins fan at heart. And in his heart of hearts, he wants the team to be good. He just, you know, he's a prideful billionaire. He tries to do it differently. And I do not believe he wants to be like James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be that. And I think this offseason, the fans really made their voices known, like, look, something's not done. We're not coming to these games. We're not buying merchandise. This is our beloved team, and you have ruined it, and we're tired of it. And to his credit, he listened, he heard, and he made amends. And this offseason, I have not seen change in any years past. This is way different than before. Because I'm going to give you a timeline. So we purchased the team in '98, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things. Or the one thing about Dan Snyder is he always likes to have a yes man. So
kind of like Jerry Jones.
Yeah. You know, like Jerry Jones uses his son, Steven. You know,
you will do as I say.
Yeah. So in '98, when he purchased the team, his GM that he brought in was a guy named Vinny Serrato, right?
Yeah.
He was a consultant around the league in college for years. And the guy just didn't have a clue. But he was somebody that would just pretty much parade along whatever Dan Snyder said. He was his yes man. He was there for about 10 years, about 12 years. He actually got fired one year when we brought in Marty Schottenheimer. We went 8-8 that year, which had a lot of promise because we started, I believe, 0-5.
Yeah.
Dan Snyder fires him after 1 year because he was trying to make some changes.
Mm-hmm.
Marty Schottenheimer actually gets Vinny Serrato fired, and then after he gets fired, Dan Snyder brings Vinny right back.
Sounds like a soap opera.
Yeah, so we're right back with the games and the BS, right?
Yeah.
After a while, the same thing kind of happened this offseason. Fans got tired of the losing and was like, hey, we need change. Finally fires Vinny Serrato and Jim Zorn, which I'm not even going to mention that era. But
oh, boy.
Yeah. So after that, in 2009, he hires Mike Shanahan and Bruce Allen. You know, Mike Shanahan, offensive mastermind of his own run scheme. 2 Super Bowls with our hometown Denver Broncos here, you know. So a lot of pedigree. A lot of people say, oh, change is finally coming. It's finally coming. But he also hired Bruce Allen to be his GM then. And little did the fans know, because at the time, Bruce Allen was, considered a solid GM. He had, made his name with Oakland, made his name with Tampa, had some Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl with Tampa. So it's like, oh, we got some pedigree.
Yeah.
Fast forward, about 10 years now. Bruce Allen, us Redskins fan, have finally learned it made Vinny Serrato look like, the bell's the ball. He's a politician by trade, and he's somebody that's going to sell you the dream, but give you snake oil instead. And
I like that analogy.
Yeah, he will sit there and smile for the camera, give you no real answer for a question you're giving, but have you leaving the situation thinking like, all right, I think you got it.
Yeah.
And then, so long story short, we finally fired him, much to the celebration of the entire fan base. Finally fired Jay Gruden and fired the entire training staff because the amount of injuries we've had over the years is ridiculous. The only thing we kept intact is our scouting department, which, unbeknownst to a lot of people,
you guys do a pretty good job drafting. I mean, y'all
scouting.
Every year there's a gem there,
Yeah, the scouting department, as voted by their peers, is a top 3 department in the league, but they don't really get their voices heard. So what Dan Snyder did is, you know what? I'm tired of the yes man model. I'm going to look at teams like, your Seattle Seahawks, your Kansas City Chiefs, that run a more coach-centric team and have a more cohesive unit where the front office and the coaching staff are working together in harmony to make the best product possible.
Yeah.
Right? So he gets Ron Rivera, like you said, and says, I'm going to give you the ability to make this thing go. I'm going to step back. I'm tired of losing. Help me make this right. And Ron Rivera says, you know what? I'm a man of, he comes from a military family, just like you and I. Yeah. He's no nonsense. He was able to handle a personality like Cam Newton, turn him into an MVP.
Hold on, let's fix that statement. The multiple personalities of Cam Newton.
So he was able to handle Cam Newton's world. You got Robert Cam, you got Mad Hatter, Feather in the Hat Cam.
Oh my gosh, you got Fashion Diva Cam. Man. You got Black Panther Cam.
You just never know what you're gonna get.
Man, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's oh boy.
So we brought him in, and then he in turn elevated a man named Kyle Smith, who has always been with the Redskins. He's actually the son of A.J. Smith, who was a very good GM for the Chargers for many years. Kyle Smith is known as a young gun in the league. He is a hot young mind that is if you know, and we know that we could not let him leave. It would be Sean McVay all over again. You know what I mean? So he elevated him to the director of pro personnel and the scouting department. So he's essentially the GM. And he brought in Del Rio.
Yeah.
His first name is escaping me.
Jack Del Rio?
Yeah, there we go. Jack Del Rio.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack.
Are you
as his defensive coordinator. Okay. Now you got a guy who, in his history, has not had less than a top 10 defense on any defense he's coached. He is a mastermind on defense. And if you know the Redskins' history with defensive coordinators, we haven't had a good one since Greg Williams, and that was over 10 years ago.
Greg Williams, good one.
We get guys like Jim Haslett, Greg Minuski, and the calling card of a terrible coach is after he gets fired, where's his next job? Greg Minuski finally got fired, and he is now a defensive consultant for a college.
Ooh, a consultant. So that's why he ain't even a real coach. He's just on the squad. Like
you're like a quality control coach. You're
kind of like one of like when some celebrities on a tour bus. So like he's like one of like
you're a glorified intern. Like
glorified intern. Yeah,
terrible. But now we've gone to Jack Del Rio. He brought in a lot of his staff from Carolina. Scott Turner, the son of North Turner, to be his offensive coordinator.
I didn't know that.
He's the architect of Christian McCaffrey's historic season. You know.
Yes.
So this is somebody that is going
big shout out to Derry Sanders.
Yes, absolutely.
Notice I said Derry Sanders.
Yeah. That milk.
Hey kids, drink your milk if you listen to this.
Yeah. So it's a lot of good things happening, and it's really going to be huge. Like to your earlier question about who I think is going to be really good with all these changes that have been made. Now I really think Dwayne Haskins is going to really take that next step because he showed growth amidst all the turmoil that happened last year with 3 rookie receivers, and still found a way to get better every game he played. That is true. That tells me, you can succeed with a crappy team around you and a coaching staff that is fighting for their job.
Yeah.
Imagine what you can do in an actually regular NFL environment. And not only that, but the guy has shed 20 pounds. He's worked out with Chad Johnson. He's worked out with Antonio Brown. Now that's, just totally from a football perspective. I don't know. I can't speak anything else about
No, that's okay.
Hey,
shout out to Antonio Brown. I really hope he gets a second shot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. We're hoping you get right, man.
Absolutely.
Stephon Diggs, he's working out with a lot of the best talent in the league, and they're all saying the same thing. This guy looks ready. He's not playing games, and he's remembering everybody that has said anything about him, keeping a list, and he's checking it twice. And
and he gonna be dropping them gifts off in the end zone. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Hey, question. Now that we're on the topic of quarterbacks, I want to add in a little comment. Then I'm gonna ask you a question. Man, was I upset when the Dolphins didn't draft Haskins, because I think we were ahead of you in that draft. I sure was upset, but I mean, obviously, it paid off and said, hey, we got two.
It worked out. You guys are gonna be good.
Yeah, I was so hyped. But Haskins, man, one thing I love about him, man, he's not too hot, he's not too cold. His mindset is just right, And obviously, you throw anybody. I don't care if you're Tom Brady, yo. If you take and you put somebody in there with a garbage O-line like that, it's gonna be hard to develop. So to see Haskins to take and develop like the way that he did, it says a lot about him. Says a lot about his character. And then on top of that, I mean, you had Alex Smith. He was supposed to be the starter, and then you brought in, you just said his name. I think he's a second-string quarterback now. What's his name? He used to play for Minnesota a couple years ago. But
Pitkin now is with the Browns.
Okay, gotcha.
Kyle Allen, who was
gotcha.
quarterback that was the backup for Cam Newton in Carolina. So.
Now, that said, you just said it, a key word that I was about to bring up. We have 2 people out there who are looking for work right now, okay? 2 people, as you know, everybody knows this is a very crazy time. Whether someone wants to call it political crazy times or human rights times, I mean, it is insane right now, right?
Right.
That being said, our guy Colin Kaepernick, do you think that there's a possibility? Now, Kyle Allen, he did really good, man. I was shocked to see him leave Carolina, man. Obviously, the last couple games he didn't do so hot, but when he first started his first 4 or 5 games, I mean, he was on fire.
Right.
Question, do you see, number one, do you see the Washington Redskins bringing in a guy like Cap who has been to a Super Bowl, he's been to an NFC championship, he has a great NFL arm, great NFL knowledge, or do you see the Washington Redskins bringing in Cam Newton, who just so happens to have history with our friend Ron Rivera? Which one would you pick, and which one do you think the Washington Redskins would pick?
Well, and I would say, because I actually had this very conversation with some of my friends a couple of days ago. As far as Kaepernick, I would not mind it as a backup. I mean, the guy is still Colin Kaepernick. Say what you want about him, his political stances. If you're looking from a football perspective, I mean, dude, Nate Peterman still has a job.
Yeah.
What did the guy from the Bears say? I think his last name's Hicks. And they were asking him, like, what do you think about Colin Kaepernick? And do you think he'll have a job? We signed Sean Glennon.
Mike Glennon, yeah.
Mike Glennon, there we go. Sean Glennon is his brother that played for Virginia Tech. Yeah, no, we signed Mike Glennon. Like, come on. I mean, poor Mike, but,
Oh, man.
But to answer your question, I don't think as far as the Redskins are concerned, I don't see them going after either choice. Not because of they're devoid of talent.
Yeah.
So much as they are ready to rock with Dwayne. I think, Ron Rivera has been quoted numerous times throughout the offseason being very emphatic about what he's seen from Dwayne, because they talked. There were some maturity questions of that about Haskins. They're on the social media a lot. He's kind of the younger generation that likes to, have your opinions on things. They're not old school, like just get it done. They're one of those new type players. And Ron Rivera and Dwayne had a very fruitful conversation when he first came. He says, I want you to have this job, but I'm not going to just give it to you. You're going to need to show me that you're going to come and take this job and give me no choice but to give it to you. Because I didn't draft you. I can get anybody I want. I have the number 2 pick in the draft. If I want, I can take Tua. I can take a Herbert. I can take whoever I want.
And he was pressed. He was pressed too. Like there's, and you watch the same mock drafts I did. People were like, oh, Redskins. You and I would have funny arguments. I'll say arguments, but conversations about, hey, man, who's in the race for Tua? It's this week. Next week it's the Redskins. But yeah, go continue. My bad.
No. It's always some good banter we've had. I was just like, hey, we're going to take Tua from him.
I would have been heartbroken. I don't know what I would have done. Oh my God!
But I think he really took that conversation to heart, and he knew, like, hey, if I show what I can do, I have a guy who is a proven two-time Coach of the Year. Sylvester moment, two-time Coach of the Year, somebody who is proven at developing not only football players but men. He's a leader of men, military background. This is a guy that is going to go to bat for you if you show him that you're real. And all he's done this offseason is transform his body. He shed all the baby fat. He's down to about 218 from the 230 that he was. Yeah. He's down. He's always had a cannon. He's now working on fine-tuning that footwork. Because if there's one knock on his game, he's a little slew-footed at times. And he didn't really lead with torque when he would throw. A lot of arm throws, and you can see it in some of the tape. He's worked on fixing those aspects of his game. He's really took a leadership role in the off-season program. Granted, it's different this year with everything going on, so it's been more of a virtual type thing, but he's really taken the reins. And a lot of the older guys in that locker room, their ears are perked up. Like, who's a young guy with some hair on his chest now? Okay. He's taking on a role. I like it. So, I think to answer your question, because of that, I don't see us going in the route of a Cam or a Kaepernick. Now, with Cam, we got to remember, I think what's keeping him from being signed is more so he's got a surgically repaired throwing shoulder.
Yeah.
And that is huge. And if you watched him, I love Cam Newton, but if you watched him his last year, the routine throws, you can see that he was favoring that shoulder a bit because he wasn't stepping into his throws wide open, guys. Matter of fact, the game we played against them, I think it's actually the game that we beat them, and ended up ironically having Ron Rivera fired there right before Thanksgiving. We were the reason that he's now a Redskin. But
the irony.
It's all full circle. But in that game, you saw Cam just not being Cam.
Yeah.
Throws were woefully inaccurate. Guys wide open on slants, wide open on...
There were some ugly throws this past season. And I know a lot of people want to say, oh, well, it's because of COVID-19, you're not able to visit other teams. Well, even though we're in the second wave right now, facilities are opening up, kind of thing. And, there's two sides to every story. Yeah, there's that issue, right? But then also as well, there's this is antics. Does somebody want the big distraction? Has he really changed? I must say I follow him on Instagram. He probably puts the most epic comeback workout videos ever that you've ever seen in mankind. I watched those and I was just like, man, this guy, he has you feeling like he's the next Rocky. You know what I mean? So it's hard not to root for him. But if he doesn't land on the Redskins, I'm sure he will land somewhere for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, as far as people landing, let's play a little quick game here. Now, oftentimes, athletes want to be rappers. We've seen that with the late, great, rest his soul, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and oftentimes rappers want to be athletes. Nelly, Waylay,
Percy Miller.
Oh, yeah. He was
my no-limit soldier.
Hey, shout out to Master P, man. That being said, Isaac, you are now the GM of a NFL team.
Oh, and now.
You are, and you now have, we'll just say 3 to 5. We'll keep it fun. 3 to 5 picks from rappers that you can choose to be on your NFL team. Okay. Who are you going to choose? You're on the clock.
All right. With the first overall pick, I'm gonna have to go with the game. You got 6'5", a solid 240, 250. I need him getting after the quarterback.
Defensive end, you thinking?
I'm sorry?
Defensive end, you thinking?
Thinking defensive end or outside linebacker, depending on if we want to go 4-3, 3-4.
Okay. Maybe
some base 4-3. Let's just get that arm in the dirt and get after it. My second pick, I'm gonna go. I don't know if it's considered a rapper, but I'm gonna get a young Mr. Suge Knight because one thing he's gonna do is he's gonna protect that blind side.
Yeah.
And there will be blood.
Hey.
No pun intended.
Fun joke. What a killer pick.
Yeah. Oh, man. He's really going to brutalize the opposition.
Death row!
I think for... this is where it gets interesting. I might take Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Maybe put you at running back.
Okay.
Who else? Let's see.
Yeah, 2 more picks. You
need a quarterback. I might have to go with a with a Jay-Z, just simply for the mental capacity there, the mental real estate.
Okay. Hey, he is a businessman. He's more than a rapper now.
We're gonna make sure we put him in a very tailored NFL training regimen. Get his body up to par.
Yes.
And some people might actually laugh at that pick if you've seen pictures of him actually trying to throw a football. It's rough.
Gotcha.
Actually might get fired as a GM the next 2 seasons for that pick. But I stand by my choice regardless.
Hey, think about the next season. You draft higher.
All
right.
You never know. You might get somebody else. And then for my last pick.
It's the final pick, yeah.
Let's see. We don't have a receiver yet. We need
someone fast. Someone fast.
I might have to go Lil Wayne. Put him in the slot.
Ooh,
Ball
okay.
50, quick feet.
Nah, hey, it looked like DeAndre Hopkins with like more tattoos on his face.
Yeah,
maybe
get a little Steven Sims action there. I don't know.
I got you. All right, so here are my 3. I'm gonna bust out with just a quick 3 here, real quick. I got Quavo. They say I've watched Quavo on TV.
Oh yes, you're right.
Quavo's gonna be my quarterback. He could do the pocket thing. He could do the running thing. Man, he's gonna be like the Michael Vick of the league, right?
Okay.
So we got Quavo. I'm gonna take it back to the DMV. Where you from? Waylay. Okay. What's up?
Okay.
You gonna be my running back? Waylay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
He played a little college ball too.
Yes. All right, I got a few more. I got Snoop Dogg. All right, he's gonna be my wide receiver.
Okay, target.
Hey, Isaac Bruce. Yeah. He's gonna be out there.
Isaacs, man, they're just really great. I don't know.
What? Hey, that's a name. Ain't no whack Isaacs out. Throw that out there.
You're not allowed.
Throw that out there. Yeah.
We'll kick you out.
All right. My coach. Hold on a second. My coach is gonna be Trick Daddy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Trick love the kids. We're going to be a South Florida team. We're going to be the minor league to the Miami Dolphins. What's happening? For pick number 4, I got Tekashi 6ix9ine. Let me explain myself.
Okay.
He is going to be a strategic piece because everybody hates him and wants him dead. But if I need penalties, Isaac, who am I going to choose?
That's smart.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. All right, he's gonna be a strategic piece. And I need someone fat with diabetes, so I'll choose Fat Joe. He'll be on the O-line. You know.
Okay.
That was my pick.
Hey.
That was my pick. Hey. Yeah, man, dude. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I have Isaac Davidson. This is not going to be his last time on the show. Thank you, all you guys who take and support the show. Isaac, thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come spend time with the folks of the Touchdown. We really, really do appreciate you, man. You know, this is you and I, man. I mean, I remember us playing football as kids, man, teenagers, when we first met in Rhode Island, man, and we would run routes together and stuff, man. And just want to let everybody know I'm very, very proud of you, man. Love you, my brother, for real, man. And, man, definitely got to have you on hopefully very soon. And hopefully next time it's going to be through Zoom, man. We work on some technology stuff over here, so gotta get some of those pieces of the puzzle together. Also, as well, make sure you do subscribe, hit that little bell for the reminder, leave a comment. Hey, like I tell you guys, here on the Touchdown Doug Smith, you disagree with something I said, come on with it, man. Hey, Isaac came on with it today. He dropped a lot of knowledge bombs. Some I was aware of, some I wasn't aware of. So, man, I thank you for stopping by. Tell the good folks where to find you.
Yeah, and again, thanks for having me, man. I had so much fun. And like I said, this will not be, God willing, the last time I'm here, because we definitely got some more things to discuss. Yeah, but I can be found at goodguyike_18. That's GOODGUYIKE_18 on pretty much all social media. I have Twitter, I have Instagram, all that good stuff. So
awesome.
Hit me up. We'll talk.
Awesome. And any shout outs before you go?
Shout out to my wonderful girlfriend, Miss Trisha, who was upstairs and just wonderfully supportive. I love you, baby. Shout out to my brother Jason, our brother Jason.
Yes, sir.
Mom,
shout out to our brother.
You know.
Hey, happy Father's Day, Dad, by the way. We're shooting this on a Sunday. It ain't going to drop till probably Wednesday to Thursday of this week. But happy Father's Day to you as well.
Yeah, and actually, shout out to all the dads out there, man. Killing it. You guys, you're so important. Keep doing it. Even if things aren't the way you want it to, just you being in your kids' lives, man, it makes a huge difference. You, Doug, Watchy, amazing father, amazing man of God. I'm so proud of you,
man. Hey,
man, it's good.
Hey,
shout out to you as well. Happy Father's Day to you.
Hey, I appreciate it. A feeling is mutual, my brother, for real, man. Anywho, man, stay on the line with me. I'm going to go ahead and drop off the episode. But, folks, that was another episode of Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thanks for watching. Peace.
How you doing?
Hey, stay on the line with me. Let me just end the recording real quick. I'm going to hang up.